Welcome to our channel.
Welcome to our YouTube channel. My name is Debbie and this is my
name is
husband.
Vic.
We are happy to have you here watching again. We appreciate our customers.
Customers. She's a businesswoman, so we appreciate all our viewers, and we want to say thank you so much for supporting what you're doing, for sharing, for watching.
Thank you for your comments. And, we appreciate all the feedback from our videos.
Yeah.
And if you are watching
and all the suggested topics.
Yes, and if you are watching and you've not subscribed, please, we would like you to join our family. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you. So today we're going to be talking about a very important topic, and the topic is how we were able to plan our wedding on a budget, how we had our dream wedding on a budget. So babe.
Yeah, so yeah, basically, when it comes to marriage, especially if you are from weddings, if you are from Africa, where we have imbibed in this kind of culture where it's like it has become something that is very capital intensive.
Wedding
is people look at wedding like a very serious project where they save and save and save for it.
Just to make that one day.
Yeah, so and we met a lot of people that they are of age. I've even met people that have been in relationship for 10 years while married yet, we're trying to put money together and others. And I really feel that's not really very necessary. That so many times we spend time planning for this one day and putting all of our life savings
some people
inside.
Even borrow money just to have a wedding. But then for us, when we were cutting, we had that talk and we were like, no, wedding is not meant to be a competition. It's not about who spends the most money. It's not about your friends that
went you're already moving into the first point. Basically that's just an introduction, but the first point we want to talk about in this video is that wedding is not a competition. It's
not a competition. I feel like for couples, they should first of all have that discussion. You don't have to you have to first of all talk about yourself. You don't have to think about your friend that traveled out of the country for their own wedding, or the ones that rented a very big hall and shut down the entire Lagos for their wedding. The question is, you two are two unique individuals, right? Talk about, okay, how much are we earning? If we are earning 200k per month, will it make sense to spend 1M on the wedding ceremony? So you talk about your financial capabilities. How much can we spend? Do we have the money to
what
spend?
Can we afford?
Yes, do we have the money to spend on this wedding? And some people, even for the people that compare themselves with each other, it might even be that it is their parents, that your friend that spends a lot of money. You will be surprised that our money might not even be in any of the funds. It might be our relative, our parents that are spending so much money.
The wedding,
And you being the breadwinner of your family, maybe you are even the only person that has a job in your family, and you still want to.
Or you are even the firstborn. You don't have other young elder siblings that can put funds into what you are doing.
And you now want to replicate or spend the same way that your friend spent money in a wedding. It does not make sense. So you have to be wise. Sit down with your partner, look at your financial strength. Oh, can we spend 1M on this wedding? Oh, if this is the amount you want to spend on this wedding, yes, spend it. If you have 2M or 5M to spend on your wedding, by all means spend it. But first of all, that was what we do during our wedding. We had to ask ourselves, okay, how much can we afford for the wedding? We told ourselves, okay, we can spend 1M for this wedding, and we started working on that. And then the second point,
so before you move to the second point, on that point of we talking about wedding is not a competition, I just need to emphasize that a little bit to say do not compare yourself with people. Even the Bible says comparing yourself with one another, it's not wise. All right, so you are two different individuals, as she has said. Your background is different. All right, understand where you are coming from. This is very important. Backgrounds are not the same. There are certain people that their family have the whole money. They are from a very structured family that they can contribute. you understand where you are coming from. All right, so what we are just trying to say is that don't, because of how one of your friend did his or hers, decide that, oh, until you know some. And sometimes I don't know, maybe it's ladies too, especially, they have this way of wanting to, like, my own must be better than my friend, my own must be
Yeah.
better than my friend, the way I must do this, I must do that. I mean, so some of those things are some of the things that are keeping some people not to do a wedding yet, because they feel that,
They have
I
to
have
have
to do it
the whole
better than this
money
person,
for,
or in my family my cousin did her own this way.
so I have to
Me too, I
supersede.
need to supersede, I need to do something. So some go to the extent of taking loans, some go to the extent of borrowing money around, and you do wedding at the end of the day, and you are doing wedding on debt because you are trying to please people. Let me just say before we move to the next point, that the people that you think they are looking at you, they are not really looking at you. People are really busy with their life. I tell
Everybody.
you, people are really busy with their life. They come that day, they just see it, social media, everything just move. That is
One week
just the
after,
end. After one
everybody
week
has
after,
moved on. Like,
that is just
everybody
it.
has moved
So
on.
don't be too
And
concerned
I
about
feel
what
like
people will
you can't
say.
even,
Yeah,
even if you are trying to please people, you can't please people. Do you
yeah,
get? So if you say you want to spend like all the entire money that you have on your wedding ceremony, somebody will still come and say, I did not eat at your wedding.
that is it.
And if you say, oh, I want to shut down Lagos or whatever, in the next 3 weeks someone will do something better than what you did. Do you get? So you can't, you can't attain that kind of satisfaction, so don't even bother to do that.
Yeah, so the number two is, make sure that you have a budget that you're working with. All right,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is very, very important. Even in business, in management, even you are
In
running a
day-to-day
social media
lifestyle,
strategy, anything,
you're
there
supposed to
must be
have
a
a
budget.
budget
Yeah,
that you're
very
doing.
important. While I was growing up, one of the things that my auntie used to do while I was staying with her is that, and she taught me that earlier, before going to the market, because I was the only child with her then, she would call me down and say, hey, we have 300 now, 500 now to spend. What are you going to buy? I'll write it down, write the amount down and stuff like that. So by the time I'm going to the market, I have a list. I have what I want to buy. You know what that does is that when I just go to the market, I have direction. This is where I check my list. As soon as I've gotten this, I tick that. That shows that has been gotten. But if I've just gone to the market without no idea, I just, hey, I want to cook a gushi soup or ogbono soup. Stockfish might not be part of my plan. I can just decide to go for it. And
Exactly.
Titus might not be what I want to get. Maybe a shower I wanted to get. That's what my budget can cover. I will just use the entire money to buy. So I think you need to look at budgeting. Budgeting is
Yeah, so
important. Yeah.
for that budget, from a lady's point of view, just write all the things that you want to spend money on. What I did was I reached out to an event planner and we developed the budget together. So I just told her, this is my budget. We want to spend 1M on this wedding. And she was like, okay, this is the amount to spend for clothes. This is the amount to
And
spend
thanks
for.
to Pat Enko, right?
You
So,
never know her name.
no,
Patiemko.
yes, I called the name right now.
Pat Echo.
I said, okay, please pronounce it right. Maybe I didn't get that well.
So
Her name is
yeah.
Pat. That's what I know her. So
So
she knows
we
this
did
thing.
all of the budgeting, and what I did was we tried to stick to the budget. The truth is that in Nigeria, for average Nigerian wedding, one used to be enough, but now it is not enough. So even when we did the budget, when it was time for the wedding itself,
Implementation, yeah.
yes, we found out that we kind of there are some that we had to just change it. Like for example, our outfit, we had to change it, but there are some that I stood my ground on, that if we can't achieve this thing for this amount, then let's cancel it. Because if you keep adding 30k, 50k, 100k to your budget, before you know it, you have spent another 500k or another 2M on top of the wedding ceremony. So we try to stick to the budget. If it does not work with whatever it is in the I will just tell the person, the vendor, this is the budget I'm working with, can you do something with it? If the person said no, I'll say okay, thank you. Because I was trying not to. Some will say maybe it's just 10k, maybe it's just 20k.
Yeah.
It might be just that amount, but when you go back and you see the 20k, the extra 50k that you've added to your budget, before you know it, it becomes a whole lot. So that is one thing we did. And then also we realized that there's one thing that you need to realize, that an expensive wedding does not necessarily mean that your marriage will be successful. Okay, so the number of ashwebi
Ice
ladies you,
point three, so that
yes,
yeah.
the number of ashwebi ladies you had, the number of the money you spent in your hotel does not make automatically make your marriage successful. So you have to know that. So this was all we did. Because we have that knowledge, we kind of tried to plan our wedding on low key basis, but still add the classiness that we wanted into the wedding ceremony. uh, what do
Yeah,
you think, man?
so basically, as she said, on budgeting, very important, and but the truth is that the fact that a wedding is expensive does not actually make it to be a successful wedding, and I think you shouldn't actually forget that. I've seen a lot of people that have done awesome weddings, out of the country and stuff like that, but yet it doesn't mean that the wedding is going to be successful. So for me, I will say that try and plan for life after wedding, not just
Yeah,
put the whole money
money that you have
trying
in your
to plan
account.
for the wedding. Very important, because several people do wedding and they just get broke, or some people are doing wedding, they are not planning for where they will go and sleep, the house they will
The
stay,
food
the
you
you
eat,
know
like buy
and yeah, and some
foodstuffs,
other
you
stuff
need
like
that.
that. So this is something you really need to look at, because after that day, see, let me be sincere with you, when it comes to wedding, a lot of people feel what they own you, what they own you per se is just to come and celebrate with you and eat. Sometimes some family member even see it that way. All right. For example, during the time of our own wedding, a few of my family members came and say, there are some souvenirs, they didn't give them souvenir. We didn't do souvenir. That is just it. We decided that we are not going to do that. That if any family member or anybody decide to do souvenir as gift to come and share, let them come and share. But we do not want to spend money on that, and we didn't really bother ourselves to do souvenir. It's a personal decision. It's part of the things we did to cut our
And
budget,
expenses.
our expenses. And as she said during the budgeting section, if you check the pictures of our wedding, you notice that the clothing and others were something that were nice. And let me tell you, we didn't, it was not as if we actually broke our bank to do that.
No.
Even
And then even for we also cancelled out reception for
yeah,
our
we
wedding.
yeah we
We
canceled
just
that
felt that it
reception,
was not important.
because on Friday, for example, we hosted people in the hall, we fed them, and stuff, and then we felt that doing the same thing again the
On
following day.
Saturday, although we fed them, we served food
Yeah,
on
of course,
Saturday
but we
now,
didn't bother
but
to
just
rent
did not
another
get
hall, and
the
there are
hall
different reasons
and all.
around that. Also, guests that we are coming a lot.
Our guests, most of his guests were coming from Lagos, so it does not, and Osun State is
Yeah, and
very
not
far.
just Osun State. We did it inside somewhere.
Inside.
So I mean, that is the
No
truth.
mind him,
Inside somewhere. So before you even leave that place and you get to Ilesha, it's another journey. Before
So
you move from there to so
we just
I mean,
felt
there
that
was no
if
need.
you finish
It was
church by
just
12, let them just be
so
going
the only
home.
thing people will do at the reception is to eat. Everybody will be in a haste. We even had a very little just get together with friends.
It was rushed.
It
Sef.
was
I did not
rushed.
want to have it.
Do you
It
get?
was my friends that did a special planning for us and made it happen. But even at that, it was very beautiful. Thank you, Debbie. Shout out to you. Shout out to Damilola. Shout out to Mark Charlene and everybody that made it happen. Felix,
Yemi, and Damola, and a few other friends.
yes,
So thank you
thanks
guys.
to everyone that
Yeah.
made it happen. But even at that, there was still that rush that
Yes.
because it is Lagos and people still got home around 10. Yes, even based on the fact that we did not do reception, but it saved us a lot of money. Imagine the money we would have spent on cakes, on DJ, on what else do you spend on decor, and then live band or sound. All of those things. That is like saving an entire
So
500
so
to
literally, as we
800K.
move to
Do
the
you
next
get?
point, what we are just trying to say is that reception is not
And
very
you
important.
don't have
If you
to
don't have it, see, don't force
just
yourself.
you don't have to
Listen,
have
even the
reception.
whole if you have done your trad, all right, if you feel that you don't have the whole fund around funding one church wedding, do this.
Just
It's
tell your
simple. Go
pastor
and talk to your pastor.
bless you.
They can bless the wedding inside the
And that
church.
does not invalidate your
That
marriage.
is
You're
it.
still very much married.
I've seen
So
people on Sundays just talk to pastors, and during the service on Sunday, they just come in and they bless the wedding, and it's gone. I've seen several weddings like that.
yeah.
So
You can do
yeah,
that.
you
So,
can do that.
and
You
then
don't need to.
the last point would be that you should decide on the things that are very important to you, and then make it happen. It's not everybody that. Some people like you know, because the reason why I said it is that if you don't, um 3 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, you might be looking back at your wedding and say, oh, and I did not like this my wedding dress, or I wish I had gone all the way and spent money on this my wedding dress to make it very beautiful. Or for example, for we wanted our pictures to be iconic. So even though I am a photographer and I have a photography brand, we still spend a lot of wedding or a lot of money making our dreams picture come true.
The venues, we have to pay for the venue,
the
even
planning,
the team that came. As much as we didn't have to pay for camera, but
we
the
had
videographers using the drone.
We had to cover out a lot of money also for photography. But I was still telling babe, was it last week, that babe, thank God we have this kind of pictures, because if we don't have it, I will not be happy. Like, even each time somebody do their wedding, I'll be like, God, why is my wedding pictures not beautiful? So I already told babe when we started the planning that, babe, my pictures are very important to me. I can't compromise on that. So even though it was very difficult, we were tired, it was really very difficult to make it happen, but because we know that is very important to us, we had to. So have a conversation with your significant other and know what is important. For a woman, a lady, it might be photography. For a man, it might be maybe his clothes, his outfits. Just have that.
Before we also move on this, I want to also say one thing that I know is very important when it comes to Nigerian wedding is the bride price. So we mustn't forget that aspect before leaving. Very important.
Yes.
This can also determine the cost of a wedding. All right, I'm telling you, it depends on where you are marrying from.
Pay plenty money and dollars.
But things are changing now, though. But this is it. I want to be very practical about this. This from experience. A few other people have been involved in, serving in the youth leadership for a while. I've been involved with a few talks around some challenges around that. But bride price is very important.
Yeah.
For me, it's the most important. Before you talk about your clothing and all that, because if you don't pay the bride price, then if you don't pay the bride price, there's no wife given to you. You guys have not done wedding. Even if you carry yourself and go to church, no pastor said will want to wed you. They will ask you firstly, have you gone to pay the bride price? But if you are not an African, this might not be applicable to you. But for an African, this is just part of the culture. And you cannot use ref to pay bride price. You have to do it.
Money.
You understand what I'm saying? So now this thing differ. For some tribe, maybe the Yorubas, and some, it could be a bit affordable.
I still remember my husband was thinking that they were going to be brave.
Of course, you see. So for me, they wrote 50K for me as bride price.
I told myself, babe, you see, bride price is meant to be collected.
No, yeah, but a lot of the Yoruba weddings have gone. There's none of them.
Don't worry, babe. Don't worry.
There's none of them. They always return it and say, we are not selling our daughter. Oh, take it. You get.
They told you to me to you, my love.
So for me, there was expectation. In fact, I've even gone to my parents, to like, when they give you that envelope that my 50K is inside, please return it back to me, because I was thinking that money is coming back. Even at the time I was thinking of not making it up to 50K, that since it's my money, they are still returning.
Which money is
so you see, that bride price thing is very important. But I want to also say that, see, if you're of age and it's as if, this is what you have, you don't have up to that. Maybe where the tribe you want to marry from, their requirement is so heavy. Guy, there's something called negotiation.
Yeah,
this is where they are changing. I have somebody that was marrying from him, another marrying from Rivers of recent, and we're having conversation. He needed to travel down, all right, with the lady, but the lady is the one that has to play the role. That's why marriage is not for people that are not emotionally matured.
Yeah.
As a lady, you are the face. You are the face between the guy and your parents. Your family. So you have to go there. Tell them, we don't really have this now. There's nothing. That's why we are saying it's not a competition. Don't try to prove what you guys are not. All right. You might be starting small, but not mean that life is going to end there. Yeah. All right. So go to them and explain things to them and say, okay, this is it.
my husband's ask.
So that they can negotiate.
We cannot
so
pay 1 million.
So if you are a guy, so don't say okay, because and some guys are not even willing to try because he has heard that in the girls tribe it shows that you are not man enough. Every man should face his fears and then understand that manhood is about responsibility.
The worst thing you can get is a no.
So that is all this. So move around, talk to them. So the bride price thing is this. So another thing with around what can increase your budget might be based on the tribe that your the wife you want to get married to is coming from. But have conversation. They can work around things based on what you can also afford. So after that budget, for me, every other budget is secondary. But this budget of bride price
very important
is the primary thing. Every other one is secondary. So as she said, just to support her point that know what is important to you. Your pictures, of course, I think it should be important to you because you want to have a good memory of
innovative photography. Shout out to innovative photography.
They did very well covering our own wedding. So maybe your clothing also. You don't also, even though you don't have, I see clothing, you don't need to break the bank for good clothing. See, the suit I wore.
Babe, you spent money on your
suit. I spent money, but I mean the quality of the suit. Some people might think, how much did I spend now?
This suit is very beautiful.
How much?
It's nice. It's nice.
No, see, to be very practical, I think the suit was 40k or 45k. It wasn't up to 50k.
Are you sure?
No, the suit was not up to 50k.
Are you sure, babe?
No, now the suit
okay,
it was the shoe that got it to about 60k or so now.
85. Wasn't it 85 you spent on the combined everything?
It was not up to 80. The suit, I think the suit is not 50. The suit is like 45.
Suit is more expensive than my gown. Which one is
okay?
45?
Listen, what I'm trying to say is that it's around 45. It wasn't up to 50.
Are you sure?
No, it wasn't. It was even my best man suit was around 30.
You initially sent 50k to him before you now sent that.
They are now sent a balance of around 20k or so. So I think my shoe was around 20 something. No, it wasn't up to that. So okay. So anyway, however, what we are just trying to say here is that you can have something classic, something nice on a very affordable budget. All right, you can have a good suit, a good wedding gown. You don't need to patronize a top brand. You go and look for somebody that is a known influencer that sews clothes, and you say, come and do my, and then you are spending about 450k, 350k, 250k on a wedding gown that you are going to use and throw away. Then the same thing with suits too. See, you can get very good suits too that they are nice, good looking, and yet you don't need to break the bank to do that. The same thing with shoes and others too. So just you don't need to go and shop at some very classic places because you want to wear designer. If you can afford it, good. But if you cannot, and even if you can afford it, I will still advise, try as much as possible to save as much as you can, all right, so that you will be able to channel some of those money into building your home, and covering some of those needs that you have at early stage of your marriage. And this is just to say also, while planning for wedding, don't plan wedding on people's money. All right, some people do that. They just expect that one uncle will drop money, one friend will drop money. Yes, I had people that contribute that just gave me money. I had a friend that said, I'm taking care of your suit and stuff like that. But I wasn't planning my wedding on their own money that my friends will come through. I was doing the planning as if no money was going to come. The same thing applies to her. Okay, we even planned the wedding in such a way that I'm not believing that even our parents were going to contribute anything to it. All right, it was in between. Our parents start coming and say, okay, we'll take care of food, we'll take care of this, and then they started doing that. But we were doing the planning as if nothing was going to come from them. So don't also do that.
In that after the wedding, we were not owing anybody. We had
money. We had reasonable amount of money in our accounts at the end of the whole thing,
which actually makes sense. We were planning to travel, and we needed to do so many things. So it just makes sense that we should not spend so much. Even some of my best friends were even saying that you guys are planning to travel, just go to court and do your wedding and just move. But we're like, no, we wanted a ceremony, which is why I said, know what is important to you. We wanted a ceremony, but we still did not want to break the bank. We still wanted to do it on a budget and then have a classy wedding, which was what we were able to achieve. And thank you so much for watching.
So in summary, we are saying you can do a very nice wedding on a very affordable budget,
which is what we did exactly.
Which is what we did.
And just make sure.
Okay, you
bye. Have a wonderful.
All right. Thank you so much for listening to this, and we hope you've learned something. We just decided to share our own experience. And you can pick one or two things that will be useful to you. Just ensure that you subscribe to
and then
our
YouTube
channel. Please share with somebody. Share with somebody. You can also share your own experience on some things that you did that help you to cut your costs. Maybe the network you leverage and some other things. Just share, and thank you.
Bye.
All right. Yeah.